Hello and welcome our blood viewers to RTD's News English Edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top highlights of tonight. Let's follow. New educational opportunities and strengthened equity back to school for the year 2023-2024. And in our international scene, electric motorcycle taxis, Kenya wants to move up a gear. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. Students in basic education are preparing to return to school this Sunday, September the 3rd, and those in general, technical, and vocational secondary education will return to their schools on Tuesday, September 5th, 2023. MENFOP has pulled out all the stops for a successful start to school year with an expanded educational offering and a battery of measures to strengthen the quality of teaching and learning. The other strong measures is the strengthening of equity. As such, the Specialized Education Center intended for students with special needs is operational, with 7 Cuban experts already working there. National teachers and educators have been strengthening in numbers of training. Furthermore, 3 pilot integrated rural schools have been set up in the localities of Danan, Adaitu, and Wadi, and MENFOP is continuing its policy of supporting vulnerable families. School textbooks, uniforms, and school kits. On the other hand, the per-school expansion policy is now an integral part of the education system, and now new classes have been opened throughout the country, and more particularly in Djibouti. More generally, MENFOP identified priority issues in a letter for the 2023 school year addressed to all stakeholders in the education system. This involves, among other things, improving the performance and socio-academic skills of students, fighting against abandonment and dropping out of school, setting up personalized support for students, promoting and supporting a chosen orientation, improving training, supervision, support, and the career plan of teachers, improve support for school heads and strengthen their leadership, strengthen partnership and co-education with parents and local authorities to complete the revision of basic education circular and etc. Finally, note the development of STEM in 9th grade and preschool, as well as the implementation of OER strategies.
horumarka tacliinteena guultama weeye taariikhda labatanka guultama weeye tacaabiyo hawlo galay guultama weeye wuxuu tarayo gaashu taariikhda umarage wuxuu taray ismaaciil guultama weeyaan guultama gaadhnay labada tobnaad guultama gaadhnay.
The start of the 2023-2024 school year under the banner of confidence in the quality of teaching and learning and the excellent results achieved by our pupils. The start of the new school year to pupils in basic education took place this Sunday morning throughout the country. More than 22,285 pupils returned to their respective classrooms early on Sunday, 3rd of December. It was against this backdrop that a large delegation led by the city's prefect, Abdiziki Kayad, and the president of Djibouti's 3 communes, as well as senior officials from the Ministry of Education, including the Ministry's technical advisors, directors, general and inspector directors, and generals throughout the capital's various schools to supervise the start of the new school year, which was conducted under the best possible conditions. In accordance with the timetable drawn by the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training, a total of 22,285 learners will be returning to school this academic year, 3rd of September, the start of this new school year for kids in basic education, primary and lower secondary in the School of Excellence.
استعمالكو نوغا تغي سيانوغا تلونفا تسمعوا عوغا تغي سيانوغا تلونفا تسمعوا عوغا تغي.
The Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, accompanied by a large delegation of the officers from the Djibouti Army, traveled to Djibouti International Airport this morning to welcome the first part of the Parachute Commando Company. As part of this initiative that reflects the strategic vision of the Supreme Chief of the Armed Forces, President Ismail Omar Guelleh, the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces has implemented the policy of the Head of State by creating the first company of its kind. The elite unit was able to benefit from high-level training in the Kingdom of Morocco, during which they underwent two phases of training, a commando phase and a practical phase designed specially for parachute jumps, thanks to which they acquired the necessary know-how to take part in special operations on behalf of the Djiboutian Army. After this warm welcome, the members of the unit was transferred to the Idris Farah Habani Police Academy to await the arrival of the company's second rotation.
عدين لاقا بقانا هاي سيف لابا أفلانا هاي قسي آمينا هاي انديه ذلكانا هاي كودي علبانا هاي الدين لاقا بقانا هاي سيف لابا أفلانا هاي قسي آمينا هاي انديه ذلكانا هاي masbano dadku ima karo abur iyo masbano dadku ima karo abaha dalkeniyo waniga italin arrimaha kasobaha ka adkaynayana
The return from holiday is a strategic passage of the instance of pleasure in our daily lives, the continuity of temporal memory between the past and the present of a family life. However, how did Djibouti's holidaymakers experience the end of their holiday and the return to everyday life? How are they coping with the period of transition? In Djibouti, many people are already planning this next summer holiday to avoid getting depressed, while others are already adjusting to the ups and downs of work. Immediately, the holidays are well and truly over. However, Somalia and Ethiopia are still the most popular destinations for Djiboutian tourists. As for trips to the country's most exuberant regions, Arta, Ali Sibih, and Tajarrah, many travel to these destinations, which are fairly close to their homes, at a distance of between 100 kilometers and 300 kilometers, in order to reduce their expenditure, cope with holiday inflation, and indulge themselves in the choice of accommodation. Back in Djibouti, each family is back in their cost a little nest with a sweet smell of joy on their faces. Yesterday evening, the Secretary of State for Sports celebrated the end of the summer sports season with a musical evening in the palace of the Prefecture of Ali Sibih. The event was marked by the participation of several national artists and attracted an enthusiastic crowd. Among the guests present were the Secretary of State for Sport, His Excellency Mr. Hassan Mohammed Kamil, the Regional Prefect Mr. Abdel Malik, the Secretary General of the CSS, Madam Khadija Ibrahim, the President of the Ali Sibih Regional Council, the Director General of the MPS, the Inspector General of the ACS, the President of the ACS, the Inspector General of the ACS, and other personalities and on the region. After the musical performance, the officials took the floor. The minister praised the impeccable organization of the event and paid particular tribute to the Ali Sibih region as a land of champions. He highlighted the exceptional performance of the region's athletes at the international championships, which had honored the country.
caawa waxaa farxad ii ah
The fourth Ordinary General Assembly of the Ali Sibeh Regional Council took place this morning. The meeting, which brought together all the local elected representatives, was chaired by the president of this regional decentralization body, Sharmaki Hassan Alale. The agenda consisted of the presentation of a decree on the operation and management of the fruit, vegetable, and budgetary markets located in the water town and district town of Aska. Its analysis and submission to a vote before its formulation through the signature of the chairman was the subject of a constructive debate. The Danab Association, in collaboration with the municipality of Balbala and the Ministry of Youth and Culture, organized a ceremony of closing of tournament dedicated at the homage of the late Adan Farah Samatar in the Sintek Ground Christ next to the University of Djibouti. The final of the tournament ended yesterday afternoon with the two final teams, namely the Bashash team against the Sheikh Musa team. Both teams presented a fine performance in the presence of the Ministry of Youth and Culture, Mr. Sebo Momin Asawi, the Minister of Decentralization, His Excellency Mr. Qasim Harun, and several other officials. Arte Solar Server is preparing for the second qualifying round of the preliminary round. In the team is focused on target training to work on the specific aspects of the game that need improvement with their technical, tactical, or physical condition, as well as studying their opponents. To better anticipate their strategies, has a positive mental attitude to qualify for the second phase of preliminary round to be held in Tanzania with their opponent at the Egyptian team at Zamalek. Shifting gears towards our international scene now, Kenya is to step up the country-wide rollout of electric motorbike taxis. Thanks to the arrival of the market of the company's Uber and Esperio, a strategy that is part of its policy to reduce carbon emissions. Well, by this, our blood viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening. Take care.